Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something that sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming a reality. Imagine a system that can take a leader's vision, the big ideas, and turn it into something that actually runs itself. That's what we're diving into.
All right, so let's start with a problem that I bet a lot of you have felt, especially if you're a founder or an executive. You've got this amazing, crystal clear strategy. You've even put it in a great deck, presented it, and everyone's on board, nodding along. But then, when it's time to actually do the work, suddenly you're the bottleneck. Every single decision, every little tweak or course correction, it all has to run through you.
And when you're the bottleneck, it just creates this cascade of problems, right? It's a pain that so many operators feel. You've got that cognitive overload, just trying to keep a million things in your head at once. Then there's the decision latency, where everything slows to a crawl waiting for your approval. You're seeing customers churn, and you can't seem to get ahead of it. Sales pipelines just stall out, and you don't know why. And all your data? It's stuck in these different silos, so it's impossible to get the whole picture. Before you know it, your big strategic job has turned into just putting out fires, day after day.
But what if there was a totally different way to operate? Imagine a system that comes with this incredibly bold but simple promise, a tagline that honestly says it all: the brain that ships. It's not just about having the ideas, it's about actually getting them out the door. It doesn't just think, it delivers.
So how does it do that? Well, the whole thing is built on this core idea called predictive enablement. And look, this is not just another fancy word for a dashboard that tells you what went wrong yesterday. The whole point here is to be proactive. It's about engineering success before things can even go wrong. Think of it like seeing the checkmate 10 moves ahead, spotting those super faint signals, and making the right moves before you even feel the pain.
Okay, and this table really shows you where something like Neuro fits in. It's not just a better version of what's already out there, it's trying to create a whole new category. I mean, look at the current options. You've got single-function tools, reactive analytics, dashboards you have to constantly babysit, and you pay a flat license fee. Neuro is flipping every single one of those. Instead of single tools, it's an end-to-end stack of agents. Instead of being reactive, it's preemptive. Instead of you watching a dashboard, it's an operator embedded in your workflows. And the value? It's not a flat fee. It's tied to performance. This isn't just another tool you buy. It's more like a partner that's on the hook for the outcomes.
So that's a huge promise, right? The big question is, how do you actually build a brain that can ship? I mean, a promise like that needs a seriously impressive engine under the hood to make it happen. Let's get into the mechanics of how this thing actually works.
Okay, so the secret sauce here isn't one giant monolithic AI that tries to do everything. No, it's this really cool concept called a prompt mesh. And the best way to picture this is to think of a cognitive assembly line. Seriously, but instead of workers building a car, you have this team of collaborating AI microagents. Each one is a super specialist, an expert at one very specific skill.
So, the first agent on this assembly line, the first node in the mesh, is all about identity. Its whole job is to sift through all your data. We're talking meeting notes, strategy docs, even Slack messages, to figure out the company's core DNA. It's asking, what are our real values? What are the actual goals we're chasing? It's basically figuring out the foundational who and why for the entire organization.
All right, next up on the line, you get an emotional intelligence analyst. This agent steps in and looks at all that communication, but with a different lens. It's gauging the emotional tone, the sentiment. Think about customer feedback or even internal team chats. It adds this really crucial layer of, a feeling to the raw facts. It's understanding the how are people feeling about this part of the puzzle, which is so often missed.
Then, the baton gets passed to the opportunity scout. And this agent is like a detective, designed to find what everyone else is missing. It uses this clever technique called inversion logic, which is basically just a fancy way of saying it thinks backwards. Instead of just looking at the symptoms, it works back to find the root cause. And by doing that, it can spot these overlooked opportunities and hidden risks, the kind of stuff that would never ever show up on a normal dashboard.
And finally, at the end of the line, you have the action coach. This is where it all comes together. This agent takes all that amazing analysis, the identity, the emotions, the hidden opportunities, and it does the single most important thing. It gives you concrete, prioritized, actionable next steps. It doesn't just hand you a report and say, good look. It tells you exactly what you need to do next.
So here's that AI assembly line laid out. You can see how it's this incredibly precise, logical flow. It's not random. It starts with identity, then layers on emotions. After that, it tags habits to see the patterns. Only then does it spot the opportunities, which leads directly to recommending actions. And at the end, it pulls it all together and summarizes the key insights. Every single step intelligently builds on the one before it. It's a beautiful process.
And this slide, this is the so what. It really bridges the gap from the technical how to the business why. It's the before and after picture. Before, you had reactive dashboards. After, you get preemptive enablement. Before, it was all on you to do the follow-up. After, you get autonomous closure. Those stalled pipelines, now they get continuous corrections. And that siloed data, it's finally transformed into unified insights that show you cause and effect. It's a direct answer to all those pain points we talked about at the beginning.
Now, this is maybe the most important part, the real game changer. The system doesn't just hand you a to-do list and walk away. No, it goes one massive step further. It actually spins up these task-specific agents to do the work. So you could have a churn sentinel that doesn't just flag a customer who might leave, it actually reaches out and engages them. Or imagine a price elasticity tuner that's constantly tweaking your pricing for maximum effect. It doesn't just suggest, it acts, it closes the loop.
And of course, this isn't just about being more efficient for the sake of it. The goal here is a cold, hard, quantifiable return on investment. We're talking a target of 5 times ROI within 6 months. That's the benchmark. And it makes sense because the whole system is designed to do one of two things: either unlock brand new revenue or plug up the really costly leaks in your business. And the vision here definitely doesn't stop with the software we see today. The roadmap is super ambitious. For 2025, it's about perfecting these flagship agents for the big, universal problems: cash flow, churn, pricing. Then by 2026, the plan is to open up a whole marketplace. Think of an app store, but for these AI solutions. And get this, by 2027, they're even planning to move into hardware with something called a smart kill cable. Basically a physical off switch that gives you the ultimate failsafe and control over your data. It's a huge, long-term vision. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? I think it's that we're seeing a really fundamental shift. We're moving away from tools that just give us insights and towards systems that provide actual autonomous execution. The analogy is perfect. It's the difference between being handed a map and getting into a self-driving car. One tells you where to go, the other one takes you there. And that leaves us with one last, pretty provocative question to chew on. What would really change for you if your company's strategy could execute itself?